Share screen. Share. Newsletter. There we go. Okay, so for today's newsletter, these are the matchups to watch according to props.cash props as well below. So good matchups. Actually, so these matchups are from MLB, and the props below it are props.cash saying like these are the most likely to cash for these individual players. Starting with Ozzy Albies, who's 7 for 9 with 2 doubles and 2 homers against Martin Perez, a lefty. So Albies over 1.5 singles is minus 130. I think it's hold on. Let me double check that's 1.5 singles. That sounds kind of high. It might be a half a single. Ozzy Albies. 1 single. Yeah, it's over a half a single. That's wrong. Over a half a single is minus 130. So Albies has gotten over a half a single. So he's gotten 1 single. So just a base hit. It can't be a double, it can't be a triple. 1 single. Albies has had in 66% of home games against Southpaws and 8 of the last 10. Mike Trout has a double and 2 homers and 22 at-bats against Nick Martinez. And Trout has gone over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI in 59% of home games against righties and 8 of the last 10. In fact, in those last 10 games, Trout's averaging 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI. Aaron Judge, he actually struggles against Drew Rasmussen, 1 for 9 with 6 strikeouts. His under 1.5 total bases if you want to do it, if you want to be crazy. He went under in 6 of the last 10 road games against righties, 12 of the last 20. It's juiced to minus 122, guys. So maybe it's not Judge's day. I mean, after like a 9-homer day, like you've got to imagine the Yankees regress, right? Anthony Volpe, 0 for 9 with 6 Ks against Rasmussen. His under half a single. He's hit in 70% of road games against righties and 8 of the last 10. Matt Olson also struggles against the lefty Martin Perez, hitting 2 for 13 with a double and a K. His under 1.5 total bases cashed in 72% of home games at night against lefties and 14 of the last 20. And Brian Hayes, he's 3 for 5 with a home run against Yusei Kikuchi. I don't know why that's there. See, good thing I do this with you guys because I catch all my typos in the newsletter before it goes out. So thanks for saving my ass. So those are your good and bad matchups for tonight in Major League Baseball. I've got a few. Oh, and that's Matt Olson, Ozzy Albies. Hold on. Now I need to find where these other graphics are from today. I've got a couple other hitter props that you could look at from props.cash. After the Yankees thrashing the Rays last night. Yeah. I'm going to look, though, and see how the line moved. We'll do fishy lines next. So, Paul DeYoung. I wrote about him this morning in the premium newsletter. He's hitting 302 in August. And at home at night, he's averaging just under 2 total bases, going over in 7 of 9 games. So that's pretty good. He hasn't played that much this year, but recently pretty good. And against right-handers this year, DeYoung's averaging just under 2 total bases, going over this prop in 67% of games in 9 of the last 10. And another hitter prop you could look at for tonight is William Contreras. So Contreras is going up against the Cubs. He's hitting 301 this month. In Contreras' last 10 games, he's averaging 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI. It's a small sample size, but he's 3 for 3 with a double and a ribby in his career against Colin Ray. So you could go with the over hits, runs, and RBI for William Contreras. Okay, fishy lines. Let's get to some fishy lines of the day. If we have any, I don't even know. We're going to check it out live. So I'm going to look at how some of these line moves from yesterday. Afternoon games are already underway. So St. Louis and Miami's next. That line only really moved 2 cents. Mets line moved in favor of Senga and the Mets by 8 cents. Not that much. White Sox. That line moved. That line moved 10 cents against the Braves. And I feel like a lot of people are on Waldrop today. So the line moved 10 cents against the Braves. Let me see where the public's at on that game. Going to the DraftKings splits. So, yeah, 89%. Oh, wait, that's money line. Yeah. 89% of handle and 86% of bets is on the Braves money line. And the line moved minus 190 to minus 180 on the now minus 178 on the Braves. That line just moved again. Let's see what MLB has to say about that game. Maybe we'll find some good nuggets. White Sox Braves. Aaron Savali was initially scheduled to start with the White Sox, but his start was pushed back to Friday. Martin Perez entering the rotation in place of Sean Burke, who was optioned to AAA. Perez made his return from a lengthy absence with a flexor strain last Wednesday, allowing 1 run, 3 1/3 of relief in a 1-0 loss to the Tigers. He hasn't started Martin Perez a game in the MLB since April 18th in Boston. Perez is 0-2 with a 9.69 ERA and 3 career starts against the Braves. Waldrop's won all 3 of his MLB appearances this season, 2 starts and 1 after an opener. He's only allowed 2 earned runs. Waldrop threw 6 shutout innings in a 2-0 win against Cleveland on Friday. His 95 pitches were his most thrown in an MLB game. So that's kind of concerning. Now, the White Sox bullpen sucks, but let's see MLB bullpen usage. I have a feeling Waldrop's not going deep because of 95 pitches. Atlanta's bullpen, pretty taxed. Looking at the bullpen, here, I'll share the screen with you guys. The Atlanta bullpen has used a lot of different arms recently. I like using this MLB bullpen usage from RotoWire. But look at how much red and yellow and orange is there. They've used a lot of arms in the last couple of days, the last 3 days, really. And if your pitcher has just gone 95 pitches his last start, which is a career high, you typically know that those pitchers aren't going long again. So I would be very weary of a 10-cent move on the Braves and Waldrop, just saying. So Sean Michael asked about when a line moves. So I know the people over at FanDuel, and I've asked them this question. FanDuel will only move lines for people they respect. So, like, when I was asking one of the head traders at the time a few years ago, I said, well, when do you move the line? Especially with such a public book like FanDuel with so much money coming in that is coming in digitally, unlike in Vegas where a lot of people will bet in person. But online, on FanDuel, like, it's hard to know. And he's like, yeah, we only will move lines for our big accounts. So when the line moved 10 cents or more, it's typically a lot of money coming in baseball. So I would just be weary of the Braves today. Yankees Rays, the Yankees stayed the same. That total also stayed the same. Athletics, Twins, the line moved minus 132 to minus 122. So the line's moving against the Twins. I mean, I don't trust JT Ginn, but the line is moving against Minnesota. The Twins have lost 10 straight games that Bailey Ober has started. He's 0-6 with a 6.47 ERA over that stretch. That includes his IL stint with the left hip impingement. He's walked just 3 of 147 batters he's faced over his last 6 starts. Ober's walked more than 1 in just 4 of his last 20. Ober allowed 3 runs on 4 hits in his last start against Detroit. The Twins have lost 4 of 5 games to open this homestand. They're hitting just 159 with runners in scoring position. So, Bailey Ober at home. People are betting again. Like, same. So, right now, the Twins are a fishy line. The Athletics getting the love there. And the Braves are a fishy line. The White Sox getting the love. What else? Texas, that game. Ooh, the Royals and Rangers game flipped a bit. The Rangers were favored last night, but it was a TBD on the pitcher. So never mind. That doesn't matter. That was a pitching change, so we don't care about that. Milwaukee, 8-cent move in favor of Mizrowski. No surprise there, but I don't care about 8-cent moves. Dodgers, Rockies, of course, the line moved 10 cents in the Dodgers' favor. The Reds, not much movement there. And the Giants and Padres, the line moved 10 cents in favor of the Padres tonight. Rub just faced them, I'm pretty sure, too. So I'm a little hesitant to be betting. Let me double check that. But I'm pretty sure that they just faced each other. Landon Rupp. Oh, no, they didn't. Huh. Padres. Never mind. I was wrong. It was the Dodgers that they faced. So yeah, I would say I don't trust Bailey Ober at home tonight, and I don't trust the fact that the public is heavily backing an Atlanta pitcher in Waldrop. That, like, why are we so heavily on Waldrop? Like, what, the White Sox suck and it's Martin Perez? I don't believe that Waldrop should be that heavily favored by the public. So that's just me. Nick Martinez, under 4.5 strikeouts is the question from Jordan Santori. Let's see. Oh, whoops, I pressed the wrong thing. So I did look into Nick Martinez this morning. It's 4.5. It was minus 152, the under. So the reason that I'm not on it is because the Angels strike out a ton. I actually was looking into the over because 9 of the last 10 righties to face the Angels have gone over 4.5 strikeouts. Martinez doesn't. Obviously, he only had 2 against Boston, 3 against Colorado, 5 against Detroit. 2 of those 3 were on the road. He's on the road tonight. There are certain teams for me that when you have a high K rate like the Angels, it's over or nothing. Same thing on the flip side with the Blue Jays. It's like when you have a low K rate like the Blue Jays, it's under or nothing. So congratulations that, like, if you hit the contrarian side, like if you hit the opposite side of that, but the Angels strike out a ton, one of the highest in baseball. So I'm not going to be betting an under on a pitcher against them, even if he doesn't get that many Ks. So that's why I am not on the under for Nick Martinez tonight. There really wasn't any pitcher props that stood out to me, to be honest with you, tonight. And like anything that would have stood out was too juiced. But yeah, so I would say those fishy lines, definitely be careful of Atlanta tonight, and definitely be careful. What was the other one I said? Atlanta. Oh, gosh, my brain, it is just dead. Atlanta and Minnesota. Sorry, Bailey Ober. Atlanta and Minnesota. Be careful of those 2 teams tonight in Major League Baseball. And then I gave you guys all of the hitter props that stood out to me in Major League Baseball as well. I don't really have a royal lock. It was Chris Bassett this morning on the premium subscription for the newsletter. So Bassett under K is cash at 17.5 outs. I never really give out royal locks for hitter props. And in the W tonight, there's only 1 game, and I didn't love it. So I stayed away. Smartest thing you can do is stay away. Somehow I filled over an hour of your time today. I don't know how I do it sometimes, but here we are. Tomorrow, we are going to have Coach. Coach is going to come on, talk some W. We got WNBA action tomorrow. We got a big slate to get your questions ready for the WNBA. We got MLB action to talk about. And then on Friday, remember, it's mid-major Matt. We're going to talk MLB props, and I'm going to show you that really embarrassing video of me getting knocked out by a football player. Just make sure to tune in all week long. And we're getting you ready for week 0. We're getting you ready for college football. We're getting you ready for the NFL. Next week, also going to have some giveaways with props.cash because we are going to get ready with the NFL props coming out next week on props.cash. So I'm very excited about that. Thanks, Sean, for the content. You are the best. See you guys tomorrow. Good luck to your bets tonight.